As we come close to the end of the Church's liturgical year, we'll be saying goodbye to the Gospel of Mark, which has been our companion through much of this year. Looking back, we can see that Mark has included a number of minor characters in his story. The late Jesuit scripture scholar, Father Daniel Harrington, pointed this out in a commentary on today's Gospel, in which Jesus calls attention to a poor widow who drops 2 coins into the temple treasury in Jerusalem. More about her in a moment. Father Harrington listed a number of minor Markan characters: the woman with a hemorrhage, the Gentile woman with a sick child, blind Bartimaeus, the friendly scribe in last week's Gospel. Others include the woman who anoints Jesus before his passion, Simon of Cyrene, who helps Jesus carry his cross, and the centurion on Calvary who proclaims Jesus the Son of God. What do all these have in common? They present a contrast to Jesus' disciples in Mark's Gospel, who don't understand his message, his mission. As we've seen, they argue over who's the greatest. They want prominent places in his kingdom. At the end, they flee as one betrays and the other denies Jesus. But Mark's minor characters do respond. Some of them, like the centurion on Calvary, are even outsiders, the least likely to show faith. And so it is with today's widow. Jesus holds her up for attention. Father Harrington wrote, because she reminds us that genuine holiness resides in a humble and generous spirit before God, as one totally dependent on God and without social or economic importance. The widow echoes what Jesus taught last week about the law, to love God and one's neighbor. This week, he seems to suggest that we need to pay attention to those whom society judges as weak, devalued, or outcast. This is an important path in the spiritual life, and it's a parting gift to us from the Gospel of Mark.